Okay, here's a video about learning the pentatonic scale. This video is to show how easy it is to play all the different shapes, the 5 shapes, and also at the same time learn the fretboard. So what we're going to do is start off with our pattern number 1. Okay, pattern number 1 we're going to play in A minor. So this is based at the 5th fret, 5th position on the E string. Okay, there's our A there. Easy pattern to learn, very easy. All the notes under this finger are at the same fret, at the 5th fret. Easy. Okay, the other finger is slightly different. We've got A here and a C, 3 frets higher. Then we've got 1 and 3. Then we've got 1 and 3. Then we've got 1 and 3 again. 3 strings, 1 and 3. That's quite easy to remember. Then we've got 1 and 4. And 1 and 4 again. It's the same as, obviously these are 2 E strings. So these notes mirror each other. Okay, so it's easy to remember. The outer strings are 1 and 4. Everything else is 1 and 3, apart from the B string, which we'll talk about in a minute. That's pattern number 1. Okay, the next pattern we're going to learn is pattern number 4, and that's exactly the same. We don't have to learn anything new. All we have to do is find an A on the A string, whatever key you might be playing in, G or something. We're just playing another A. So we could play A, obviously our open A, but it might be a bit complicated because we've got open strings happening. I just wanted to show a kind of closed shape of this pattern. So what we're doing is we're playing exactly the same pattern that we played in pattern number 1 at the 12th fret. So it's just a numbers thing. You're just playing 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3. Normally we'd play 1, 3 again. That doesn't sound quite right if we just check it against our first pattern. And the reason for that is all the strings are tuned in fourths, A, B, C, D, D, E, F, G, etc. apart from the B string, which is only a third. So we have to allow for that by going up 1 fret. That makes sense? It sounds right as well. Then we've got one more string, and that's the same as what we were playing on the B string in the first pattern. Okay, so all we're doing, I can't say this enough, is we're just repeating the pattern that we played in the first shape here at the 12th fret. Okay, one of the strings we haven't played, that's the E string. We know what to play on that. It's easy on the E string. E. Okay, it's the same as what we played on the E string, the other E string. It's the same note. Okay, so the way I practice this would be going up the scale from A. We're identifying our A's at this point, so we know where we are. We've got a point of reference. We go up the scale, down the scale, and return to A. Okay, so we're reinforcing not only the sound but the shape at the same time. Okay, so we've done the E string, we've done the A string, next string down, D string. So this is, for me, pattern number 2. Again, we found our A here. We'll just do a quick recap of that. We've got A here, we've got 2 strings down, 2 frets higher. Let's make an octave. Disco octaves. Okay, so again we're starting the same shape that we did here, same pattern, sorry. Pattern number 1 was 1, 4, 1, 3. starting on A again. So we've got 1 4, 1 4, 1 3. Sorry. Okay, we have to go up 1 on the B string, 1 3. Then we've got 1 3 again. So 1 4, 1 3, up 1. That should sound exactly the same. It does, as our first pattern. This is our second pattern. Okay, we've missed out a couple of strings. What do we play on the A string? What do we play on the E string? Okay, so if we refer back to our pattern number 1, we can see that we've got A here and a C. On the string this direction, we've got the same shape. This minor third shape. I call this Eric Clapton box, if you know who he is. So the same thing occurs in our second pattern. We've got A here, and C, E and G. It's the same shape, same pattern. So that works, okay? We know what to play on the E string because it's the same as the E string. So if we do that pattern in its entirety, starting on A, again referring to A, say A again, A, Eric Clapton box. Okay, so that's 3 patterns done. Pattern number 1, based on the E string. Pattern number 4, based on the A string. Pattern number 2, based on the D string. Again, it's the same shape. You're just going 1 4 1 3 1 3, repeating the same pattern. Easy, isn't it? Brilliant. Okay, so that's 3 patterns learnt in. I'm going to watch on, but anyway. Okay. What we could do next is we could go to the next string down, which is the G string. We could play the same pattern again. Okay, so we've got 1 4. There's our A, look. From our A chords. Okay. We've got A there. We'd normally go like this. That was my wrong note face. So we have to go up on the B string. Okay, does that sound right? Yeah, good. Okay. What we're going to do, however, is just learn this shape. This is our 5th shape, the 5th pattern, is in its entirety, if I can get the words out. Okay, so what we're going to do is, this is our key note here, A, is under the 3rd finger. So we're going to go G, A, C, D. We make a nice little box there. Then we go back 1 fret for our Eric Clapton shape. The middle 2 strings, that's the D and the G string. And then for the B and the E string, we're back to this 1 3 1 3 box. Okay, so it's a nice symmetrical shape. Hopefully you'll see it in the screen somewhere here. Okay, so we've done pattern number 1, pattern number 2, pattern number 4, and pattern number 5. We could obviously play it up here or down there. That's a G, that's the same shape, just repeated up the octave. Okay, one more pattern to learn, because then we've done our 5 shapes. This is going to be based on this symmetrical pattern that I just played, pattern number 5. We're doing pattern number 3. So instead of being on the E string, the root note being on the E string, the root note is going to be on the A string. Again, instead of 1st finger, we're going to put the 3rd finger on A and just play the same shape. 1 3 1 3. Go back 1. B string coming up. 1 4. Eric Clapton. There it is again. It's in every shape. Can't get away from it. Then we've got 1 and 3 on the top on the E string. Again, we know what to play then on the E string down here because it's the same. again, if you refer back, there's our A again, look, there's another A on the B string. There's the first 4 notes of your shape there. Pattern number 1. Okay, this is pattern number 3 here. Okay, so we're going 1, 3, 1, 3, back 1, up 1 because of the B string, 1, 4. We're going to play these 2 notes here on this string. Okay, so again, we're referring to A. You could play the associated chord shape if you know it, with all the shapes of all the patterns of the pentatonic. This is kind of C shape, A minor 7 chord here. Okay, just a word about this particular pattern. Everyone tends to miss this one out to practice because it's got this odd note grouping, funny fingering, whatever. You have to go up and down shifting. So it's a kind of dead area between here and here. I would say this is one of the best. Everyone tends to stick to the pub band shape, as I call it. Okay, because they've got some good bends and stuff under the fingers. I would say this is one of the best patterns to play as well. So it's worth kind of doing extra practice. It's a nice shape to do. Okay, so to recap, we've got pattern number 1 based on the E string. There's our A there. Pattern number 2 based on the D string. Pattern number 4 based on the A string with the first finger. So that's all the first finger shapes that we've done. Then we're going to do based on the third, when the third finger is on our A, we've got pattern number 5, or you can play up here, and pattern number 3. There's our A again. So you've only got 2 shapes you have to learn, and that gets you around the whole of the neck. To practice this, what you want to do is maybe get the circle of fifths, cycle of fourths, whatever, and just pick a note, for instance F sharp, and just find those F sharps on the strings you need. You need one on the E string, one on the D string, and one on the A string, and off you go playing your pentatonic scale. The other thing about this way of looking at the pentatonic scale is that you might want to play to a chord progression. So for instance, you might be playing A minor chord in a tune, and it might go to D minor. You know exactly how to play D minor, or the difference between A minor and D minor, because you know where it starts and finishes. Okay, I hope that helps.